Welcome back to Mind Pump TV, guys. I'm your host, Danny Matranga, and today we're going to be diving into tricep training. A few really specific setup and execution cues that you guys can apply to not only help your triceps grow, but also to protect your elbows for years to come. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so when it comes to getting any muscle to grow, the primary goal and thing we need to be focusing on is getting a solid contraction with good technique, right? So one of the problems a lot of people run into with triceps is they have a hard time getting it to fire using things like skull crushers, rope extensions, or even dips. And a lot of the reason for that is actually anatomy specific to lifters. So for example, the tricep is of course an elbow extender, right? We push our elbow away, we extend it, we use the tricep. And when we do things like rope extensions, we push straight down, dips, we usually extend straight down, and even skull crushers, we extend kind of forward like so. But a problem with a lot of lifters is the bigger and more muscular you get, the more development you have of the pec and the lat, a lot of times our shoulders actually come inward. And if you look around the gym, you'll see people who lift their elbows almost, in a lot of regards, they'll point out and away from the body. So doing all of your extension work downward is not optimally loading that joint. In some respects, we need to actually push outward but away like this. So that's why I love these dual cable extensions over something like a rope. So setup super simple. I have these handles. If you don't, you can just take the carabiner off. Any cable attachment's gonna have one of these bulbs on it, and you can just grab it right here. Setup is very simple. One leg in front of the other. Elbows are naturally pointed out comfortably. Chest is up. And most importantly, shoulders are back. When your shoulders are back and stable, that will let our triceps fire harder, because one of the heads of the tricep does attach at the scapula or the shoulder blade. And if that thing is packed nice and tight and stable, we can fire it much harder. So from here, my goal is very simple. I'm pushing down and away, just like I would with a rope. However, it's a much more natural and organic movement for the elbow, especially the elbow of a weightlifter. I can really contract it hard. You'll notice that this line of the cable right here is very much in alignment with that joint. So my line of pull and my line of force match up. That's always a good thing. That's what I want to see. Whereas if I were doing a rope extension, I'd have to be right here. I'd pull straight down, but my elbow again is kind of going in that plane. So for me, and probably for a lot of you guys, when you try this, you'll feel a really hard contraction there. Second exercise, right into it. Also on the dual pulley. Grab them both crisscross like so. Allow the arms to go overhead. You've probably seen a lot of people do overhead dumbbell tricep extensions. This is a variation of those and skull crushers. And from here, what I want you guys to do is extend outward and away. Try to make sure that that line of pull or that cable lines up with the direction of the elbow. They'll both go away from the body, just like that. Nice and stable in the shoulder. And that's your superset, guys. Very simple, not too difficult. And that's really what we want when we train a small muscle like the triceps that's attached at two different joints, the shoulder and the elbow. We don't necessarily need to apply tons and tons of load. What we need is proper technique and execution, and we can add the load in as we go. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We go through there all the time and look for ways to interact with and help you guys out. Have an awesome day.